Okay, and it's still the 5th of January, but I just want to. So, I'm trying to do is get down to the foundational issues, okay? Because there's so much confusion out there. And I'm going to give you guys an example. So, right now, there's a narrative being thrown out there about how COVID is the shot isn't causing all these things. It's actually coming from the COVID, which is actually this. Look, this is my thing. If there's so much cognitive dissonance going on, and that's why there's so many problems. Okay, so there's a million rabbit holes, a million distractions that we can get caught on. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get rid of all those, because you will drive yourself crazy going down the rabbit holes. You will argue with everybody. You will be able to, you can pick any single one you want to go down, whether it be the COVID, whether it be, whatever. That isn't the point. COVID wasn't the point. Okay. The jab wasn't even the point. The point is the cognitive dissonance that has taken place since every government in the world locked down their citizens and threatened their own citizens with military action if they did not take poison in their veins. That was 2 years of being locked down by your government and threatened. And then we're not even going into the whole ostracization of now being in society, and and then the splintering of the millions of different groups that caused. We're not even talking about that. No, this comes down to one subject. There's one subject that needs to be talked about here. Just one. Your government locked you down and basically bitch slapped up every single one of us. Bitch slapped us for a couple years, and then lifted all punishments and proceeded to carry on as if not only did we deserve the punishment we received, but we still don't need an explanation for it. My point being is, this is classic abused relationship. This is narcissistic abuse. This is obviously one group manipulating, controlling, and abusing another group. This is bad, and this is what needs to be. This is it, guys. Nothing else needs to be talked about, because everything that else is talked about is cognitive dissonance, is talked about from a split personality, because the fact that your government locked you down and threatened you with imprisonment, loss of livelihood, basically death for not complying, is not being talked about. It's like people cannot even come to terms with that fact. And that's where all the cognitive dissonance is coming from. That's where, there should be no other subjects being talked about. You know how many people committed suicide over this? You know how many people lost their fucking minds over this shit? The amount of crazy. It's crazy. It is a classic case of Stockholm syndrome, because people are defending their governments right back, even through it. We're defending their abuser. It's mind-blowing. It's absolutely mind-blowing. And this is what needs to be addressed and talked about. And it just isn't. And they're already setting the narrative. Look, these truthers, this is what I'm trying to talk about, guys. It's all they're distracting you. All of this that's going on is for a reason. It's all distraction. It is 100% all distraction. It's all trying to take you from outside of yourself. That's what it is. That is the end game of this whole thing. It's 100% all bread and circuses, all distraction. This whole God, Satan, evil, good, all of it's bullshit. It's all light, dark. It's all a fabrication. It's all bullshit. It is all to distract you from within. That is all it is. All it is. All we need is the basic things to survive in this world. The first thing we need is safety. Okay, we need to know that at any given moment, if we do not comply with something, that our lives are going to end, and that's what our governments did to us. They bitch slapped everybody for 2 years. Pop, 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 bitches. Look who's in charge. And they did it so hard and so fast and so long and so suddenly that people were just shell shocked. That's what I see. I see a whole world of zombies right now. There are very few people that realize the seriousness of this. People are seriously just walking around like still talking about voting Republican and Democrat. That's how bad. Like, I cannot operate in this society. I cannot operate in that. That is cognitive dissonance. That is splitting of the psyche. That is a part of my psyche. Like, I was born raging against the machine, guys. I was born to question. I was born to assert my own self. You know what I mean? Like, I was born holding my own fucking candle. And they have tried beating that fucking thing out of me since the day I came on this fucking earth. And it has not happened. And it will not happen. And that's what I'm trying to say. That's why it's very easy for someone like me to see through manipulation and bullshit. It is extremely easy for me. Like, I can see it coming. I can smell it. I can sense it. You know? So it is, if you just try to blow past this whole thing and just say, yeah, well, we have to make sure everybody's safe, and you, my friend, are downloaded. You're downloaded. You're bamboozled. You're a sheep. You are being controlled. You are being manipulated, allowing yourself to be controlled and manipulated. If you are not sitting there just shaking your head and going, wow, Democrat, Republican? Does it really matter who's beating the fuck out of me? I mean, come on, guys. So that is one of the things that needs to be addressed and talked about, and that I'm going to dive deeper into, the whole psychology behind this, the whole mind fuck behind that. And then the other thing is this soul trap thing. I'm so glad I didn't kill myself several months ago. And I knew, man, I knew I was being manipulated. I knew there was manipulation going on. I knew there was something else I needed to do before I died to help I knew something else was going on. And when I came across this soul trap, and it resonated so deeply with me, it opened my third eye, both my physical eyes, opened my ears, Now, after I've listened to thousands and thousands of near-death experiences in my life, and always is, and then finally now I got the right filter, the right lenses I'm looking through at these NDEs, and now I see, now it all makes sense. They're tricking us. They're love bombing and manipulating and they're showing themselves to us. Now, listen, guys, listen to these NDEs now, and you'll hear these people that go, yeah, they're my mom, but it was weird, and it was like, and she knew how much pain I was in. I was just begging to stay here, but she was like, no, you got to go back, and something just didn't seem right. But I was like, okay. I mean, guys, come on now. Once we have been gaslit. We're being gaslit, guys. You need to learn to trust yourself. That is the only thing that matters, is your intuition. Your intuition. I don't care how good of an argument someone lays out for something. I don't care how many facts somebody has for something. If something doesn't feel right, it's not right. And if you keep on finding yourself in all these different places, learning all these facts, but still just something doesn't seem right, it's because you're being gaslit, and there's a million distractions. There's a million things. You can spend your whole life. You could find a pill that'll keep you up 24/7, so that way you can just concentrate and just read and learn and fucking... It doesn't end, guys. The distractions on this 3D realm, on this matrix, in this fucking evil good, light black bullshit earth that we living in, this god devil bullshit thing, matrix made up bullshit. It's all a distraction, and the only responsibility we have is to keep our soul light shining. That is it. That is our only responsibility, is to speak our truth. We have to speak our truth. No matter what, our truth. My truth might seem at that moment, it might be fucking so skewed and fucked up, but you know what? Coming from where I'm at, I might be crazy. It doesn't matter. It's my fucking truth at that fucking moment. Period. But we have to speak our truth. And the danger about that is I knew, like deep inside of me, that I had split my psyche as a child to deal with the absolute fear and just absolutely fearful experiences I had as a child, traumatizing experiences I had as a child. So you split yourself, you split your personalities, and the thing is so now I get all this confusion when I try to come across with the subject, because I'll have all these different, I'll have something so perfectly lined up and ready to come out, and then, man, I'll have fucking, as it's coming out, 50 other perspectives on it, banging me around, and then the words just go, blah, 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 never mind, fuck, it doesn't matter anyways. So that's what I'm trying to do. I've been putting my truth out there, and what I'm trying to do is I'm letting you know that my truth that got me through the past several months after my brain injury recently, of positivity and love and light and making the best of things in your own perspective, that was to get me through, to be able to heal physically enough to be able to intuit healing. I don't know how else to put it. But those two subjects, so the reincarnation and the damn fact that physically our governments all try to lock us down, and why is anybody paying taxes? It blows my mind. The cognitive dissonance I have is unbelievable. Like, why are people still paying taxes? Why are people doing anything to give any kind of credence to any of these governmental institutions? It is bad. It is bad. We have a whole citizenry of people running around defending their abusers. So those of us who are tired of being abused and trying to fix this abusive situation are being attacked. Our abusers don't even have to defend themselves, because they got all these minions of souls that are supposed to be like me and you, family members, friends that are supposed to be on our side, that are so gaslit and manipulated by this whole thing, by this whole matrix, that it's hard. It's very, very difficult. And again, I did not want to go into the spiritual religious AI side of things until, I've always known it was there. I've seen apparition. I've seen so much shit since I was a little kid. I won't even go into it, but I know, and because of my religious upbringing, I was just so afraid. So when I talked to these girls last night, these women last night, I asked them, I said, look, if you come across something an entity or whatever that is attached that you haven't come across or dealt with before, is it possible that that thing, and we gotta regroup and make another meeting? Is it possible that thing, will fuck with me even, really bad? And it's all fear based, guys. All these demon shit, all this shit is just fear based because they were like, really, don't worry. It's all energy, guys. It's all energy and it's all perception. This is just a matrix. So all I'm trying to do is just I'm trying to heal this vessel so that way I can now get out, legibly is not the word, but, so that way people can understand and I can communicate things that other people have. I'm not saying I'm any different, any better than anybody else, but what I do know is that I've never fucking had a problem in my motherfucking life telling the goddamn truth. And if I'm getting down to the fucking truth and figuring it out, and I know people, and good people and souls and that I love, and they just they don't have that fucking motherfucking spirit like I do, you know what I mean? Like to stand up for themselves. Or so, I'm hoping that that after my healing I'll be able to verbalize and enlighten, maybe at least pull back the veil in some of the fog that people are experiencing when they're trying to heal themselves, because it's all bullshit. The whole system, guys, I'm telling you, it's not just mass media. It's also all these major YouTube channels. It's, anything has any kind of huge following, really. Like that whole Gaia thing, that's a whole gatekeeping fucking thing right there, bud. That whole Gaia, it's like a channel or something, but like has millions of followers. I'm starting to think like, I'm believing that Jordan Peterson, Joe Dispenza, I'm starting to believe that these guys are huge gatekeepers. You know what I mean? Like, because look at it, the whole fucking, the whole goddamn reincarnation thing, the whole gig is a fucking trap, So yeah, I'm thinking maybe Joe Dispenza. I don't know, man. I don't want to stop anybody's movement, but at the same time, just be careful. You just gotta. If it doesn't resonate with you and it doesn't feel right, it's not right. You know what I mean? That's just simply what it comes down to. Trickery. The only thing and the only caveat to that, I would say, is like I always wonder, well, is it possible like these entities and stuff can attack and like make you think like, well, are you tricking yourself? How many layers are you tricking yourself upon? But I think if you're generally honest with yourself, even in quiet, maybe not to everybody else, but in quiet, you're quietly as honest as you can be with yourself. I don't think you're going to steer yourself wrong. I think people get more put off just by being lazy, it would be fear and laziness that cause people to be more than happy to latch on to these fucking breads and circuses, and find their little spot to like hide out in. I would say fear and laziness are the two biggest factors, and that's what I see most in religious people is fear and laziness, especially Christians. It's just straight up fear and laziness. But yeah, so anyways, those are the two big ones right now that I think humanity needs to address in order to start clearing up some of this cognitive dissonance, in order to even be able to get a grounding, because to even function in this society and know that society as a whole is still upholding governments and institutions that tried, and it not even tried, but did through force, put coverings over people's faces and attempted to inject them with poisons is just unbelievable. That we're just walking around acting like, okay, everything's fine, just keep on paying my taxes to the fucking people who will obviously have the power to murder me or ostracize me or whatever if I don't go along with their fucking groupthink. So yeah, it's very eye-opening, and these two things definitely need to be addressed in detail and be completely integrated. These two things need to be completely integrated, I believe, in order for you as a human to be able to continue any kind of journey forward. Because otherwise you're working with splits. How can you possibly be telling yourself 100% truth and being 100% honest with yourself, and then going, oh, should I vote for Republican or Democrat this year? What the fuck, dude? That's like choosing your master. That's weird, man. Like, as far as I'm concerned, anybody who thinks they should have any kind of agency, government, or any kind of agency rolling over them has issues. Like, you should not, you're your own sovereign individual. Nobody should be telling you what to do. You should not have any laws. There should only be one law, and that is do not hurt anybody. As long as you're not causing pain to any other individual, then whatever. You know what I mean? So the whole system's based on just control and cliques and gang. It's like a gang. It's gang activity. It's mob activity. It's mob think. It's group think. It's go along to get along. It's shut the fuck up. Don't go against the system. And it's dangerous. It's extremely dangerous because it's gotten us to where we're at now, which I believe is at the precipice of very important turning point for humanity. So that's it. I just will be delving into both of those topics very, very deeply, as deep as I can, and exposing as much gaslighting as I can. And I'm really looking forward to continue my healing and getting rid of whatever these ties that bind that have had their grip on me since forever. So, and what I'm speaking about is also generational. Guys, this is generational. We are all connected. This is all connected. This matrix, this is a web of life. We are all connected. Your pain is my pain. My pain is your pain. We are all suffering. Okay? We all have good times too. Yes, guys, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying, this is a life of suffering and pain and repeating and repeating and repeating. Okay? So, if you would like to keep on with the narrative that they set for you, and it makes you feel comfortable in this life to think that you chose this without critically thinking about it, somebody else told you that you chose this and you're willing to accept that, then that's your choice. You know what I mean? That's fine. You chose this. You chose this, not me. I didn't choose this. I did not choose this. I did not choose to be born into abuse. I did not choose to be a young child abused. I did not choose the fear that I went through. I did not choose to be so fucking traumatized as a young child that I split myself into many personalities to be able to cope. I did not choose to be confused and go through unbelievable amounts of trauma throughout my last 30 years and with total confusion for 30 years later to get my enlightenment and realize what the lesson is. No, I don't agree. That's not the whole loving God and evil Satan bullshit. You can keep that story for yourself. That is a story. It is true. It is all true. God and Satan and evil and good. I'm not saying any of that. It's obviously true. I'm just not playing that game anymore. I'm done. I'm done with that game. I'm done with playing polar opposites and being divided, and I'm done. I am integrated inside, and my soul is one, and I'm going to project that outwards after I heal, and I'm looking forward to it. So